latest podcast of the Disfever, where two friends with dysautonomia decided to ditch their salt and vinegar chips for a support group that's the perfect blend of sass and self care. Join us for some serious belly laughs and a healthy dose of sarcasm as we navigate the ups and downs of chronic illness together. Today's episode, the Dis is not funny, but you need to laugh. Negotiating dysautonomia and invisible illness with a sense of humor.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm excited
Uh,
about this episode.
Me too. Sense of humor is so needed right now.
So I'm curious, before you were diagnosed, what was your personality like? Like, do you feel your personality changed after learning how to cope with all this shit, or what are your
Mm,
thoughts?
I would say, if anything, before I got sick, I was in work mode and I was a workaholic and I was very attentive to my work, like a workaholic, crazy, crazy, focused. And I was kind of nasty because I was so focused. I mean, I was like, don't bother me. I'm working. And I'd be stressed out all the time because I was working
Mhm.
and I would be snappy. Mm,
Oh, snappy.
Um,
I was gonna say I can see you being bitchy.
that too. But since this whole thing happened and I've had a chance to step back away from the workforce, um, I've mellowed a little bit, not a lot, a little bit.
Un
Um,
poquito.
yeah, yeah. But I'm not as snappy, and I think about things a little bit more before where I just like react. Now I think about things before I react to them, and I am a little calmer, nicer. Except when the doctors, ask me if I'm having an anxiety attack, then I right back.
I want to point something out because dysautonomia, we deal with a dysregulated autonomic nervous system. So I think for us to be able to manage our emotions with a functional nervous system is a big deal. Like I'm really proud of us because it's not easy living in the real world, having a real job, and just
Mm.
dealing with what we've been dealt with. I kudos to both of us for being, I don't know, such warriors.
Yeah, and I mean, we both had stressful jobs before this, where you're held accountable for things and, if things don't go right, you're the one who gets called on the carpet for it. So that stress did not help matters at all. That stress level is what led to me getting out of work. Period. Same for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went down with the team. I I was so determined to get back to the field that I knew, but yet the minute I went back within 5 minutes after, I got really sick, I was like I can't do this anymore. With nursing, you have to have you have to be on the ball. You have to be able to do 500 different things at once and multitask. And with my ADHD, I couldn't function in that world anymore. It was really tough. So it's still, I mean, I'm still like 2 years out. It's still a big adjustment. But for me, if I did not have my sense of humor, I would have gone a very, very long time ago. Like, I have to find everything funny. Like, I make fun of my mental health, I make fun of all my diseases and diagnoses. And I kind of wish more people would embrace that attitude. But I think you first got to come to terms with the shit, right?
That's true. Excuse me, very true. Because if you don't laugh, I mean, I've had many doctors say to me, I don't understand how you're handling this so well. And I'm like, well, is there another option? Hello?
Yeah,
There isn't one. So you might as well find the humor in it.
you have
It is
to.
really funny if you think about it. There's something funny in everything that happens. I mean, when I have
Yeah.
an adrenaline surge, Tim's like, "You want to hold a martini?" It's like, you
But
know,
like that.
you just gotta.
So I want to ask you because both of us, our asses ended up in the ER this past week. Um, I was camping, first time in 5 months. I was so looking forward to getting away. I was in my happy place. and I
Mhm.
woke up, my blood pressure was like 180 over 120. Of course, we had to go to the ER because and normally I can regulate my own shit. I was not feeling well. And the doctor said anxiety 3 times. And I was so angry. And I was like, just educate yourself. But I find when I go into
Yeah.
the hospital, I wish I could be funny, sarcastic Stacy. Instead, I'm like, don't F with me, Stacy. And I feel like I go in just all amped up. But it's really sad because you mentioned the doctor said the same thing, anxiety, it's all in your head. It's like I can't wait for the day that we can actually go in and doctors are familiar with dysautonomia, familiar with mast cell, and be like, can you please treat us the way we deserve? This is not an anxiety attack. Please help us. It's crazy.
I mean, if you went into the hospital with a broken arm, they have a protocol for that.
Yeah,
They're gonna take an X-ray or CT scan, excuse me, and then they're gonna say, "Okay, now we'll give you a referral to orthopedic, whatever the case may be, set your arm, put you in a cast," sorry, excuse me, and send you on your merry way. They know what to do. When we
right.
walk in, problem is we're questioning egos, essentially, that's what's happening because
You
they
nailed
don't know
it.
what to do. And they don't want to admit that they don't know what to do. And you know what?
Right.
If you just come out and tell me I'm a very reasonable person under most circumstances, unless you push my button. If you come out to me and you say, you know what? I don't know what to do for your condition. I'm not familiar with it. What is your normal protocol? I will respect that and I will thank you for being honest with me. But if you come
Right.
at me and say, oh, well, you need an Ativan or whatever, it's all in your head, and I am going to come at you like a dragon lady.
Yeah. I got a call from the hospital if I wanted to finish the survey, and I said, you know what? Because I really don't like calling people out, but now I'm going to because if it's happening to me and you, I mean, I
Mhm.
just feel it's such a disservice if we don't speak and tell what's actually happening out there. It's sad, it's sad. But getting back to the laughter, I feel like I was looking this morning for really funny dysautonomia memes, and it's like you got to laugh at this shit or you're not going to survive. You're not. And I tell this to my kids all the time when they're having like a rough day, and I'm like, you got to find the humor. You have to. You
Mhm.
have to find the humor wherever you're at. And to me, that is the biggest thing that has helped my illness.
Mhm.
Now I
Well,
sound like you. Shit.
yeah, it's air or whatever. Uh, yesterday, after I left the ER and went to see my osteopathic doctor for OMT manipulations, excuse me, sketchy
We're
girl. Excuse me.
This is Marcel, y'all. This is Marcel. Just saying.
He said to me, he goes, "You really have to get over your addiction to oxygen." Uh,
I told you what when when the nurse came in and I was going close to anaphylaxis, I did my emergency inhaler and I said, "Look, I'm doing my inhaler." And he looks up at the monitor and he's like, "You're satting at 100%." I'm like, "You moron." I'm like, and I couldn't explain because I'm in a crisis, but I'm like,
yeah, you can't breathe, can't talk, but
I
they know what
can't
you're doing.
breathe. I can't talk. Just get over yourself. Like you said, the whole ego, I don't know. I can't wait till that changes.
Yeah, well, I think, at some point we will be instrumental in that. I mean, if you look at Dysautonomia International, I believe they have something coming up soon where they're going to be talking to Congress again about this and education. So it don't really mention Dysautonomia International, but it is a wonderful resource for anybody out there who is suffering with dysautonomia, um,
Mm,
or any other chronic illness. I mean, yes, they focus on dysautonomia, but like 90% of what we're talking about pertains to anybody who has a regular chronic illness.
yeah, it could be anything.
Excuse me. Or who can't talk because they keep getting a frog in their throat over and over. But I mean, we all go through the same trials and tribulations. We all have to go through dealing with doctors who don't get it, dealing with attitude problems, with office staff sometimes, or just dealing with people in general who just think, well, you look fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Have you tried a diet? Have you tried exercise? Have you tried, protein shakes? Is it going to work? Listen.
See peeps. I literally used up all my spoons this morning to shower and actually put makeup on. And now I'm like, I used up all my spoons. I couldn't even go to my office. I was so weak and lightheaded. I'm exhausted. But I want to say for next week, we do have a special guest coming on. Beth, who you know, is a fellow Potsy of ours. So she's going to come on and just say hi and talk about her experience with dealing with the doctors. And I want to open that up to everyone as well. In a couple, what I think next month we're going to start welcoming people in and have some segments with,
Mhm.
let's talk about this shit, get it out there, raise
Awesome.
awareness together.
Yeah, I mean, because you never know where community is wonderful. So you never know where reaching out and extending an olive branch where things are going to go. So
Right, right.
it'll be awesome.
Oh my God, my throat's a bit, I got to do my inhaler. I feel it.
Oh,
I got to cut this one short.
okay. Well, please follow us. I can assure you there'll be more funny things to come. Disdivas@gmail.com. If you want to email us, we are at Disdivas on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So until the next episode, we will see you later. And thank you for tuning in.